Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Buckets, Blitzes, and Breakaways podcast. My name is Hayden, your host, and I'm greeted by Evan and Jake
What's up? What's up?
alongside me.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, we're going to talk about some football. Obviously, let's get right into it, and let's talk about how these Chiefs are bouncing back right now. They're getting some solid wins right now, and I think this is an opportunity to remember that they started slow, but I feel like obviously with how these teams, these really good teams, especially because they're in the West and they have to play the Broncos and the Chargers like multiple times a year, this is a good opportunity for them to take these wins. How do you guys feel about it?
You know what, Jake? I'll let you go first.
I was just gonna say that I think their win against the Lions was a must-win for them. Like that
Yeah.
was the game that was the game they needed to win, or else they were probably not really in shambles, but like almost questioning things a little bit more than they were,
Yeah,
you know.
That's especially because like they're in such a dominant schedule. Because there's like that's the thing about the NFL is like if you're gonna be dominant, they know they can make money off like big those type of games. They're gonna put you in a lot of like good competition, and so you play the Lions. Probably, in my opinion, I would probably have to consider them a top three NFC team right now. And that's just a good win, especially because Dan Campbell has been not playing. He's been coaching really well that team, and Jared Goff has been lights out. I think Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery are even better than last year. And yeah, that was a really good win.
Yeah, especially since the Lions were a four-game heater going into that game too. Like,
Yeah, literally.
And on top of that, the Chiefs, the obvious that was a pretty tough loss to the Jaguars a couple weeks ago as well. So they needed a bounce back, and they got it.
100%. I also think we should talk a little, like just a brief part about it. How kind of like I don't mean this in the most sensitive way because I honestly don't really. I get the point of why he does it. It was kind of like a little disgusting how Brian Branch just kind of went out of his way to just start like hitting Juju Smith-Schuster at the end of the game. I mean, very stupid of you to do that too, because now you got a fine and a suspension, and like
Hmm.
there was literal no point in that. You're a professional athlete. I get like sometimes emotions get high, and he's probably been beaking off the whole game, and you want to act all tough and all that, but that's just not the opportunity to do it there, unfortunately. And I just think that's a little stupid for his team because now he's gone. They play who this week? Who do the Lions play this week? I think it's like
Buccaneers.
The Bucks, you said?
exactly. So
That's tough.
now,
Yeah.
so now they're one of their like, he's a top safety and he's one of their best defensive players. He's gone for the game. He won't be there, and so that's a big problem because Dan Campbell's got to deal with that now, and he
Yeah.
doesn't want to deal with it because his star player just reacted with like how he did. So that's unfortunate. But the moral of the story with these Kansas City Chiefs is they're playing good football, and if they want to win in that division, which is very unlikely right now because of how good the Broncos and Chargers are playing, they need to, they need to win the games that aren't the Chargers or Broncos or the Raiders. You know what I mean? Because the
Yeah.
Raiders aren't that good. But my God, they can steal a game, and you don't want that right now.
True. But bringing it back to
So
the Juju thing that you're talking about, I saw something. It was I can't remember who it was. It's just a faint memory right now. But a couple days ago, I saw a clip of somebody. I think he used to play. He used to play in the NFL. I don't know who it was, or maybe he still does, but
yeah,
he's just on a different team. Either way, he was in an interview or a podcast or something, and he was saying that Juju deserved it. Obviously, I don't agree,
yeah,
and no one deserves that. But
it
like
was
Juju, apparently he says that Juju's the type of guy to like say some personal stuff and then run to a ref so you can't get at him.
it was Zaire Franklin on the Colts.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I just wasn't
Yeah, but
sure. I didn't really
no,
pay
you're right.
attention.
No, but he said that exactly. Yeah, no, and that's what I said. Like that's cool, kind of what I was gonna say is like Juju, like that's like his total personality. You can just see it on his face, and
Yeah,
so
I
it's
mean the
like
fact that he does TikTok dances on the team's logo. I mean, like I don't blame him for wanting to throw him around, but like
yeah,
you don't
right,
do
yeah,
it.
like,
You just think
yeah,
about it a
exactly.
lot.
Exactly. Yeah, you just have to like 100%. Like I would 1 billion% do the same thing, but I wouldn't try to like I don't know. I just feel like you're such a professional athlete. You make millions. Why are we doing that in
Yeah,
national television, especially when you're like a top player in that team? So
yeah,
Like there's a line you don't cross, and he crossed that line.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
right.
and he's getting punished for it.
And
So
then and like adding
So,
to that, the Chiefs are getting Rasheed Rice back as well.
I was about to say, when
And
is he coming back?
I'm
He
pretty
comes
sure
back
it's
this week.
this weekend this week. Yeah, and
Okay.
like they had this must win win against the Lions, and now they get one of their better receivers back in Rasheed Rice. Like,
Yeah.
like,
This
they've completely switched the momentum now for themselves.
Hmm.
no,
And now
100%.
they're becoming healthier. Like, this Chiefs can be kind of scary going forward.
And also, I feel like, um, again, like the Chargers are playing. I don't think they're playing exceptional anymore. I think they're playing good. I think they've kind of slowed down a little bit. I think the Broncos are the main team right now. I feel very confident in that division. But again, like, you know, anything's possible, obviously. So I'm very curious on what happens these next, I'd say, 4 weeks. Let's give it, and then kind of come back onto the see how good these Chiefs are playing. But I mean, I think there's a good opportunity them from the takes division, but also a good opportunity them to still be in like third or second place.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think
I was
that's
gonna
fair.
say like I don't know, like I'm kind of questionable about the Broncos, especially with the way they barely scraped by the Jets, who also struggled
Yeah.
last week.
And
The Jets had played a really really bad game, but the Broncos didn't play much better from what I said, only winning by 2 points.
that's true. Yeah. I mean, a win is a win, but yeah, you do that's definitely. It's like when the Bills kind of like I feel like the 31-19 type of score against the Saints is a little. It's like okay, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So I totally agree. It's like why are we just scraping away from that type of team? So yeah.
Like there's just something
Um.
to watch. It's
I
like
mean,
if you're supposed to be as like because the Broncos arguably have like one of the best defenses in the league, so if you're barely scraping a Jets team who has no wins, that could be alarming. But
Yeah, 100%. Let's get into another topic. Let's start talking about how Fred Warner's out for the season. I think that's just tragic and how unlucky these Niners are being right now. I mean, the amount of players that are like getting injured on that roster, I feel so bad for Kyle Shanahan. He's probably one of the best offensive minds in football, and just to be, his whole roster is like literally injured, and it's kind of funny. It's in like the most like kind of weird way, but it's like how many souls does Christian McCaffrey have to take to be able to play on that roster?
yeah, how many
and like
Because
and like
people does he need to
yeah, like the way
sacrifice to
they
stay
keep
healthy?
winning too somehow, like yeah, like they're still somehow winning games besides the last week game and they lost to the. I was also gonna say if they somehow find a way to beat the Buccaneers through all these injuries, I don't know what to say.
yeah, no, that team would be really good. But also same thing with the Buccaneers though. Like they don't have any other receivers right now. I think Mike Evans is just coming back right now.
Yeah.
Amika and Chris is out, and so I know there was like a joke about MVP chance to Tez Johnson, but it's obviously the Baker Mayfield, but he thought it was towards him, which is kind of funny. But yeah,
I
like those
saw
guys
that.
like Ted Johnson and I think Sterling Shepard, they have to step up right on that roster. But yeah, no, the Niners are definitely a team where it's like you're definitely like this. They're in a different way of scared. These other teams that are like kind of losing games and they only have like one or two wins, and they're like it's a little scary. But they're 4-1 right now as the Niners, and they're like it's more of a we're scared because we don't have anyone, and we're playing with like a bummy roster, and we're still winning. So it's like it's almost like a does it even matter type of situation, you know what I mean? Because
Mm.
like they're gonna win all these games and then they're gonna just lose because they have no one to be there. But then it might be also better because they might get everyone back, and then they have such a high record that they just scoop it in the playoffs and be really good. So I don't know. It's an interesting situation.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
do we
this
know?
is.
Like, do
Oh,
we
sorry.
know when? I was just like, do we know when the next person's gonna return for them? Like for like receiving core?
Well, not
I
receiving core. Were you talking about the Niners?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't see anything about the receiving core, but I'm seeing here that Brock Purdy returned to practice, but he's limited right now. Like obviously with his toe and
yeah.
stuff. So I don't know. I don't know.
I I would say I'm trying to think of one of the receivers that would maybe you could see Ricky Purcell coming back sooner than Jawan or Brandon Ayuk, but I again I don't know for sure.
It says Kittle is. in practice 3 days ago. It says he was to practice whenever their next practice is, so I don't know. That could be a good sign.
Okay.
Hard to say though.
Yeah,
I don't have a timetable.
how tragic for Brandon Ayuk though, hey? Because like the guy was literally getting pissed off at how he wasn't getting paid enough, and the Niners were like, well, no, we don't really want to, and then they're like, they kind of bowed down, like, okay, we'll give you the money, and now he's not even playing at all. It just shows
Yeah.
you that's how the NFL. That's why I'm not fully on like the. You should pay the players when like fully with like you know how they weren't playing, the Bengals weren't paying Trey Henderson, like he's a really good defensive end or edge I should say, sorry, but like let's be honest, like is he gonna like be like the all-star for 5 years? I don't know, and that's the biggest thing they want to know is they never want to just like spend a lot of money. Like Patrick Mahomes, it was given, I feel like he was gonna be really good, so it's like it makes sense to give him like the like everything, you know what I mean? So it's like with Brandon Ayuk, a guy's like not like he's not elite, but he's a really good running or wide receiver, sorry. And so it's like you pay him, and it's like you want you want to see like good stats out of him, and the first thing you get is, oh, I'm not playing for like the start of the whole season.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of brutal, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I
Like I don't
mean,
remember the last
yeah.
time. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
I'll let you proceed.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't remember the last time I saw a team that was this injured in one season. Like
Yeah,
this is pretty bad.
all I think about when I see like an injured roster would be like, when was like a really bad roster that was just injured? Maybe like the 20 maybe like the 2017 Carolina Panthers, because that team was like freaking. They were like just like 2 years before, like a year before that, they were like in the Super Bowl, and they were like really. Mike Tolbert couldn't stay healthy, or um, Benjamin Watkins, or I think it was Benjamin Watkins. I think that's his name. I can't fully remember. Greg Olson couldn't stay healthy. Uh, Luke Kuechly was having a hard time. Yeah, no, that's kind of the only roster I can think about. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely very unfortunate for the Niners.
Yeah.
Do we feel do we feel these trade rumors that are coming up are going to happen? So, like, I don't know if you have the names up, Evan, or if you can find them, but some names that I've heard, and because you've mentioned them to me, is like Brees Hall, AJ Brown, Chris Olave. Um, who was another guy?
David
There
Njoku
was
as well.
Thank you, David Njoku. All guys that are potentially trying to go in teams that are trying to maybe be in a win now situation, playful, like kind of like a playoff hopeful type of team. Um, do we see maybe any of those players going? For my takes, just before you guys start talking on it, so you have time to think about it. I really believe, I know that the Patriots are thinking about getting AJ Brown. I really believe it would be a good option if we're not getting rid of someone defensively, because that's what the Eagles would want for him. They would want probably a young defensive player with a pick, which I don't want to give up. I saw someone have like, I think it was like Kyle Duggar and a second round for AJ, and that I don't like that, because I think Kyle Duggar is such a good young safety, and we don't need to give up picks. So it's like, I want him, but almost like with the team we have, I'm fine with. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a weird situation, but I would be fine with that. I've also heard Chris Olave is rumored to maybe go to the Steelers or the Giants. Another The Giants make sense a little bit because they played so freaking good against the Eagles that last week that it's almost like, hey, maybe we need to go get another player, and maybe we are like a potential playoff team, because sure they're down so many games right now, but my God, that roster looks good. So,
Yeah, I mean,
or,
and obviously Malik Neighbors getting hurt for the that screws him over. So that's a good like replacement for now, and then
yeah,
secondary for later.
yeah, literally.
And I've heard Chris Olave is getting traded, but then people are saying that there's no chance he's getting traded. I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
And I've also heard like Mark Andrews, they're looking to trade him to like the Bucks or something. I've seen. I don't know how true it's gonna
which
be,
would
but
be elite if Mark Andrews went to with Baker Mayfield. I
Yeah.
think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they played. I think the reason why people are saying that is because Baker Mayfield and Mark Andrews back in. Hold on, let me try to pull this out of my asshole. I think 2018. I think 2018 they played at Oklahoma together, and that was one of his like number one targets. So it would be like chemistry like right away.
Mm.
Uh, so I think that's why. I could be like totally wrong, but I'm very sure it was 2018. But yeah, so that'd be a really good trade, I think, honestly. But we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe even Garrett Wilson might get traded. I mean, they're so bad. You know what I mean? I said
Yeah.
this on I said this on Facebook. Not that people care about this prediction at all, but it might be a clip, it might not be. I don't think it really is that much, to be honest. But I really believe the New York Jets should relocate. I don't think that. I think when you're so bad for so long, it doesn't not make sense to be like, hey, there's already another New York team. We're like kind of the New Jersey team anyways. Why don't we just relocate to New Jersey, or even better, why don't we just relocate to like a city that can actually maybe provide an opportunity to be a better team? Just because I just don't think it's ever going to work out. Like no one wants to play for the Jets. Maybe people want to play for a opportunity at a new team in the NFL, even if you like, because for example, like the LA Rams were used to be called the St. Louis Rams,
Yeah.
right? And they were good for a long time, and they won. I think they beat the Titans in like 1999, and it was just because the Titans had that caught on the 5 yard line, and then the guy reached out and he didn't get it in the end zone, and that's why they won, basically by a yard. But like that one last time, like after that, they started losing and losing until one point when back in I think it was like 2015 or 14. No, it was even before that, like 2013, 14. They started just being really garbage, like really garbage football to the point where it's like, all right, well, there's a new market. We can go play out in LA. So they moved out to LA. And then, as you can see, it's been a better turnout for them because they kind of relocated. Not
Hmm.
because the people in St. Louis don't deserve a team, but because a fresh start can give opportunity. And I just feel like that New York team is so bad right now. So,
Yeah, I mean, they've been through it, man. Like even last year, I thought they were gonna be decent, and then obviously
yeah.
the whole thing with A Rod as well. Like that was I don't even know, that had potential, but at the same time, a lot of skepticism, and then obviously the skepticism became reality because the injuries, and then they had Devonte Adams for a while. There, oh my gosh, it was such a train wreck.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
I'm
wasn't. It
not
wasn't that good at
necessarily
all.
opposed to them if they were to relocate, but I mean, New York's a huge market, right? So they probably won't, but it's hard to say, really.
Yeah, that is true.
But I have the same thing.
Is there?
Not that any of these teams are bad, but I have the same. I just, and mine's a lot pettier of a reason because you actually have some reason. They're horrible. Like the Jets are horrible, but like I can't stand that there's two teams in LA. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is. It just pisses me off. It's like I don't
yeah.
know, but it doesn't bother me in the
There's,
NBA though. That's the weird thing. It just bothers me in the NFL for some reason.
yeah. Honestly, I think. Well, and the funny thing is before that there was not even an LA team. There was
Hmm.
just
It was like San
well
Diego, and then the Rams obviously were in
St. Louis,
St.
and
Louis.
then
Yeah.
even then, like there wasn't even. Well, I don't even know. Like Oakland Raiders, obviously the Las Vegas Raiders. I just had a stroke. The Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders
Yeah.
were the Oakland Raiders, which is in Compton, which I guess Compton's in LA, but it's more like
It's near it, I think. Yeah.
it's near. But like again, I would think that's more like I guess it's California. But yeah, I just I don't know. There was no really LA team, but now there's two, and it's like what like how many sports teams do they have? They have what LA Rams, Chargers, then they have the Lakers, Clippers, then they have the Dodgers, and
Kings.
then and then they have the Angels, and then is there another LA team? That's really it, right?
I think so. Which I mean, it makes
But
sense that
like
they have
that,
a lot of teams because that's a huge market. But it just I don't know. It
yeah,
seems
not
a
to
little
mention
excessive.
it's a big pop. Yeah, it's a little excessive. I agree. Same thing with New York, though. I agree. I feel like sure New York's humongous, but my God, it's like these. They're called. I think they're called boroughs. I'm Canadian, by the way, and yeah, they just like it. Just feels like the area that they like. They're in the same area. Like they're both New York. Like they're both New York teams, but like New York Giants are more like Manhattan. I think it is. I could be wrong. Where it's
Yeah,
like.
I think yeah, I think New York Giants is like downtown. That's the team, and then I think
Yeah,
New York Jets are somewhere
I
else.
like kind of like the more like the suburbs, like the like Staten Island. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Like that's kind
Yeah,
of
it's almost like the New York Knicks versus the Brooklyn Nets. Like they're both in New York, but they're just in different parts that like I mean, obviously I know New York
yeah,
Jets
literally.
aren't in Brooklyn, but then Buffalo Bills are
No, no,
also in
no.
New York, so it's yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird situation.
It definitely is. But yeah.
Hmm.
But like, yeah, like going back to like the trade rumors for me, like I'm like almost terrified of even considering trading Chris Olave, just considering he's in like the same situation Tua is. Like he's just one concussion away from his career being over.
True.
But
Like
a
he's
lot of
gonna
the
like I know
keep
he's like
going.
a start. He's like a decent receiver, but on like a really bad team. So maybe a new team could like make him be better. But like that
Yeah,
just his concussion history just worries me.
I mean, yeah, I think
yeah,
another
but
thing is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, we keep.
no,
My
no,
bad. My bad.
no, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I think for me, it's like, well, when I think about it at least, because like I said like earlier, he's going to be a number one option now, but the number two option later on when Malik Neighbors returns. I don't know
Yeah,
when he's going to return. I assume probably halfway through next season, maybe something like that. I don't know,
oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
but like I could see your concern for sure because yeah, one concussion away, and that dude might be having to medically. They might have to medically force him to retire, right? But
Yeah,
I mean, if he becomes that second option, he gets less touches, maybe less of a risk. But I mean, there's always going to be a risk, though. It's hard to say. So I see what you mean, though.
right. Yeah, for real. No, I totally agree. Actually, yeah, like there, that's the big thing with the NFL, and they really now honestly like try to encourage like making sure like say I don't know what the freaking thing's called, but they wear this thing around your neck basically, and it's like this monitor, and it basically monitors your brain kind of waves. And if like if there's one little small thing that's bad, they'll try to make precautions that make it harder for a concussion to have opportunity.
Yeah.
But the NFL is it's scary when you get concussions, and so yeah, I can see that. I don't see the only not like debate, but the only thing I would kind of like have to more of a question for you is: does a team worsen the opportunity for concussion, or does the player worsen the opportunity for concussion? Because like if the Broncos have a higher chance of giving him a concussion, I feel like that doesn't really fully make sense. So, like that's kind of my question is: do you think the team does or the player?
Who's that? That was
Hey,
towards
Jake.
Jake?
Yeah, well, I was just towards I think just like all of us, or like just more like Jake and also you too, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think it could happen anytime, anywhere, right? It doesn't take a certain
Yeah,
team. So I think it is the person, like, especially with
yeah,
his history of concussions, you're prone to it more so, right? Your brain's already damaged. So
yeah,
you're not as healthy, right? So it's simple as that, I think,
yeah,
at least. It's
yeah.
scary,
So yeah,
though.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
scary.
so it's a weird situation.
Like for me, quickly, like in terms of like concussions, I think it can go like both ways. Like there's been like plays in history where like quarterbacks will like try and lead their receiver forward and then that just leads them into a suicide pass.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like it's just like if the receiver's not really expecting that, they can't really do much about it. If the quarterback knows he's leading, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of both for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I just because you kind of brief talked about how like him going to a different team might be a bad idea because of the concussion, but I don't think that's a kind of a problem. I think it's more they just he needs to be more of aware of the situation he's been in and he needs to be more yeah, like aware and safer basically. That's just I think the bottom line. So um I think we should maybe. Is there any like other big topics we should talk about? This week was kind of very plain and simple. I mean, we could talk about how. I mean, like, this is obviously a trend that we talk about, but the Bills are kind of like frauds a little bit. I mean, we keep saying that about every team, but my God, it's been really proven right now a little bit because if you look at their track record, it's not good right now. If you guys have seen,
Yeah,
what's your guys' thoughts about it?
they need to tighten up. They need to figure it out. I can't be losing. I mean, the Patriots, like, they're a good team this year,
Yeah,
but it's clear that the Bills are the dominant team of that. Well, they should be the dominant team of that
yeah,
conference, but and then they
yeah,
lose to the
correct, yeah,
Falcons. That's a tough one, man. You want those games back. I think they need to take this week's game against the Panthers. They need to tee off. They need to really get all that anger out, man. They got to get
yeah.
it back together.
They they especially because the Panthers are playing really good as well. For what the Panthers are being like, Rico
Mhm.
Dowley is playing like absolute insane for the Panthers. He has like 500 rushing yards in the last 2 games, which he's now like are one of the leading rushers, which is crazy. So this is a week for the Bills to show an opportunity that they're not kind of like a frauds. And I use that word very loosely because of the fact that like you know when you're just in a game with Miami, New York, the New Orleans Saints, like these teams that aren't like the best, I feel like I'm a little scared by it. Um, but again, they have Josh Allen, so like in my opinion, obviously, I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Um, but he, you need a whole team to win. James Cook needs to play a little bit better. I think that O-line needs to play a little bit better. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation with the Bills. They need to win one for sure.
Yeah, and before you move to Jake, I just want to give another thing here. I don't think it's time to ring the bell yet, like, or to ring the alarm. Sorry. I think if they lose to the Panthers, then it might be time. But I think then this game really matters. This next game.
Yeah, 100%. It's yeah, no, exactly. It's not like you're saying we're not like yeah, like you said, ringing the bell. Like we're not saying they're completely frauds, but it's like, well, I don't know. The tape's saying a little bit that it might be. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like one of those things. But it's not like like officially saying yeah, they're kind of like they're cooked. But yeah, like because they're obviously still on a winning record. So
Mm-hmm. Jake, what do you think?
yeah,
I was just gonna say, like, no discredit to the Panthers or anything, but like, if the Falcons can lose 30-0 to the Panthers, but the Bills can't beat the Falcons, that's kind of alarming for me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, the Panthers aren't playing bad, but like, the Falcons lost 30-0 to the Panthers, and the
I
Bills can't
think.
beat the Falcons. Like, I mean, that's kind of like,
I mean, if we look at the teams that the Panthers have beat, they haven't really beat any good teams besides maybe what like the Carolina. Or
Carolina's
sorry,
the Panthers.
yes, correct. I'm sorry. I meant to say the Cowboys. Sorry. Like the Cowboys are kind of decent because they Cowboys stayed in with the Packers, but like yeah, they kind of they beat on the Dolphins, which is obvious, and like you said, the Falcons. But besides that, they've the team that they've lost to are good teams, and they kind of keep like they kind of almost stayed in with the Jaguars. Obviously, the Patriots beat on them, and then the same with the Cardinals beat them, but. Um, it's going to be an interesting week. This next, I think it's not this week, but next week they play the Bills. But this week, I think the Panthers play the Jets. But yeah, I think if the Bills want to, like we just talked about, if the Bills really want to solidify themselves as like not that kind of that, like kind of that name as frauds,
Mm-hmm.
they need to make sure they kind of get these wins against the Chiefs and the Panthers done for sure,
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
especially
So
because they're on a bye.
yeah. Oh yeah. No. No.
Yeah.
I.
Yeah. My,
It's
my
getting
last
there.
point is that if the Bills don't beat the Panthers like the Patriots beat the Panthers, then there
Yeah.
should be questions. Like
Yeah,
that should be
100%.
the deciding factor for Sean McDermott's coaching career.
Yeah, exactly. That's even a bigger point, which we won't fully get into. But yeah, like he's on the hot seat. Like there was, I can't remember who was. Someone was telling me, but like someone was saying that like they're like maybe the reason why they aren't succeeding is because of Sean McDermott. But like, yeah, that could be totally it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see next week though, for sure.
Yeah. I besides that, there isn't really a lot to talk about after that. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, or like should we get into maybe like our picks, or like what are we feeling right now?
I'm cool with moving on to our picks. What do you guys think?
Are you
Yeah, I
good,
don't
Keith?
have, yeah, I don't have really anything else to say.
That's fine with me. Okay, I
Go.
can read off these games
Okay, sounds good.
if you want, and then yeah, we can just kind of go from there. Um, there is a good game tonight, I feel, with the grandpa quarterbacks. With we got the 4-1
Uh,
Steelers versus the 2-4 Bengals. Who do we got win tonight?
I got the Steelers 10 times out of 10. Strictly, I mean, Trey Hendrickson's sitting out again for the Bengals. Or not again, but he's sitting out for the Bengals. I'm worried for
Yeah.
Joe Flacco. I'm not going to lie. I'm really worried about his health because not having that key defender there, it's going to be stinky.
Yes. What about you, Jake?
I don't know. It's like part of me has a little more faith because like Flacco dropped 18 points against the Packers defense last week, and like although the Packers don't have J.J. Watt, they have Micah Parsons, but like, or not J.J. Watt, sorry, T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
I'm like part of me wants to say the Bengals for the upset, but like,
You are a Bengals fan.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have more faith now because Flacco, because he's like the experienced quarterback and he's like an unk now. But like, no, I'm gonna take the under here. I'm gonna say Bengals.
You know what? I've been thinking about this game for a while, and then I really want to pick the Steelers here, and it's like the most obvious answer, but it's a Thursday night game, and these last few Thursday nights we've had that we've picked a team that should obviously win. Let's go back 2 weeks ago when we picked the Rams beating the 49ers. We went 0-1. Then last week we all picked the Eagles to beat the Giants. The Giants won. So
And guess who picked those teams? Rookie.
Ricky, I was going to mention right after I say this, I'm going to pick the Bengals just simply because it's history has repeated itself, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to be shocked. And the thing I was going to mention just before I mention the start of the Sunday games is, unfortunately Ricky wasn't here, but that's okay. We will be getting his picks just so then he can keep going because I should mention it to the viewers if they've watched till this point. But I'm going to go from last to first place, but he's just on the cusp of being still 500. Evan's at 30 and 31, so pretty good. And then it goes me at 34 and 27, then Jake at 35 and 26, and Ricky with the 100% lead at 45 and 17. This guy knows ball more better than
That's
us,
insane.
apparently, but
That
yes,
is actually
so
insane.
we will get his predictions in. We will keep it going. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But moving on to Sunday at 6:30 in the morning, we got the 4-2 Los Angeles Rams versus the 4-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Who do we got winning that?
Oof. Man, that's going to be that's a good one. That's going to be really nice. I
For
think
sure, I agree.
I believe in the Jags, man. I don't know. I think they. Oh, but it's. Oh, you know what? I gotta go the Rams. I gotta go the Rams. That could go anyway, though. I don't know.
Because I feel if you're at the Rams, to either put up like 36 or like 15, and it's like the Jaguars, like they beat the Chiefs, but then they also like just fell apart against the Seahawks.
Hmm.
So like,
That's literally what changed my answer, by the way.
I don't know. I think I might have to go the Rams here.
And you know what? I'm gonna kind of stay on that kind of like rhythm. I'm gonna say the Rams as well. I think, especially with those London games, I feel like with how Jacksonville's been playing, they play okay, but they're gonna be in London, and yeah, I like the Rams here.
Fair enough.
Okay, with our next matchup, we have the Bum Eagles at 4-2, and the Minnesota Vikings at 3-2 because they had their bye, obviously. Who do you got winning that one?
Ooh.
I will preface. Actually, I'm going to start doing this when we do the predictions. The Vikings are home. I'm going to mention the home team just so we know who.
Oh, okay. Do the Vikings have? Is their defense? Their defense is still fine. I mean, sorry. Do they have their offense? Is there like is JJ McCarthy coming back? Do we know? Is he still out?
I I think he's questionable, but I think right now they have Carson Wentz in. But yeah, I think he might be back.
It's gonna be close,
Like,
dude. I don't know.
to be honest, like he might be back for that day because that's happened sometimes when we do our picks and then someone plays.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I have to make a definitive answer though. I got it.
yeah,
I think it. You know what? I think it's gonna be like an
I'm gonna
overtime win for the Eagles.
okay. I'm gonna actually go the other way. I'm gonna say the Vikings. I don't like the Eagles at all.
I
I
have.
really would.
Yeah.
I would rather go 0-17 than pick those guys right now. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Vikings here.
Actually, you know, matter of fact, I respect your boldness in how much you don't dislike the Eagles. I'm also in that same boat. Give me the Vikings, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like I also don't like the Eagles as well. Like I despise them, but like
You
I'm
play the
also
safe
leaning
route.
toward. Well, no, because like I'm also leaning towards the Vikings just simply because of how the Eagles have lost the last couple weeks.
Mhm.
That's true. Yeah.
Like they blew a 17-3 lead against the Broncos, and they got like demolished by the Giants of all teams last week. So it's like I don't have faith in them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So like, and the Vikings defense is pretty solid. So yeah, give me the Vikings as well.
Before we move on, though, I just want to say one thing. I saw you know those like AI videos that are popping up everywhere now with that one app.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw it was a video of a reporter asking Jalen Hurts. He had a number one Eagles jersey on, and he was Jalen Hurts, but he had Down syndrome. And the
Yep.
guy was like, the interviewer was like, "Why can't you throw a pass long range, Jalen?" And he was like, he was like, "I just like handing it off to Saquon, and I like when the guys push my butt." And I just started dying. I was laughing so hard. It was the Jalen Hurts with Down syndrome saying he likes when men push his butt.
No, honestly, I've seen so many of those videos, but the most of them are like Jake Paul.
Yeah, dude.
But
We got to get into that
I've
after the
seen
podcast.
either
Those are
Jake
so
Paul,
funny.
like I've seen either Jake Paul or about Kobe.
Dude, the Kobe ones are so
Kobe?
bad. Oh
I
my
haven't seen the
goodness, they're
Kobe
actually
ones.
so disrespectful. It actually hurts me a little, but some of them are hilarious.
You motherfucker say I can't dunk, and he just flops on the ground. Oh, I broke my ass. Like really?
Yeah, like
Really?
it's so stupid. We gotta send it out. Oh
Yeah, I
man.
gotta see that. All right, we got the. By the way, that was a 10 a.m. game, but the next 10 a.m. game we have is the Tennessee Titans hosting the New England Patriots. Who do we got there? Obvious pick from me, but I want to see what your guys' thoughts.
I think the Patriots win, no doubt.
I think this will be a little closer game than people expect, but I do think the Patriots come up with a win.
Okay. Our next 10 a.m. game is going to be the New York Jets versus the Carolina Panthers, as the Jets are hosting this game. Who do we got?
Will the Jets get their first win? I think they can get it done. Finally, I think they will be able to. The Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say if like I'm not saying picking the Jets, but if the Jets would get a win this year, this would be the game. But I'm going Panthers here.
I'm also going to go Panthers. I really like how they're playing right now. And my God, I think. You remember what Jake said? The Bills will go like 15-0 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
I say that, but about the Jets, I think they can go like 0 and I honestly think they can go winless this season. But yeah, I'm gonna go
It won't
Panthers
surprise
here.
me.
By the way, I think I've been calling for the Jets. I wanted the Jets. I predicted them to win against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago and the Dolphins
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, and they lost both of those games. So I'm
You're
really
kind of a
shooting in the
low-key
dark
Jets
here.
fan. But our next 10 a.m. game is the 1-5 Cleveland Browns versus the. This is not a game to watch, by the way. We got the 1-5 Cleveland Browns versus the 1-5 Miami Dolphins.
Oh boy.
This screams two things. This screams whose coach is going to get fired first and who gets the first overall pick. Obviously, the Jets are 0-6, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no. Dude, honestly, that's gonna be brutal. I don't care. Like you said, I'm not gonna watch this game. I don't think many people will. But I want the Browns to win simply because, like, just please, please, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Just pass to Jerry Judy. Just pass to him. You don't need to. You don't need to do much.
I'm gonna go Browns here too, actually.
Okay, I'm going Dolphins. I'm going a different route.
Fair
Okay.
enough. I mean, it's mid, so.
Because I was gonna say, if the Dolphins cannot beat the Browns this week, Mike McDowell's getting fired. I don't care.
Yeah, he literally. Our next. This is a really good game. I feel like underrated. Our next 10 a.m. game is going to be the Chicago Bears 3-2 hosting the New Orleans Saints that are 1-5. Who do we? This is a good game. I feel like, but who do we think's winning?
I think I got to go to the Bears here. Ever since we made that video on Caleb Williams, he seemed to like shrug us off. Not us personally, but the criticism in general. I mean, they've been playing pretty decent lately, so I think I like the Bears.
Yeah, I think it's a really good game. Like it could be like a 24-23 type of game where I do think the Bears win as well, but those Saints are sneaky.
I was gonna say this might be a closer game than people think too, but yeah, I also have the Bears.
Okay. Moving forward, we have another 10 a.m. game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs that are 3-3 versus the 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders. Who do we got winning?
Is Brock Bowers sitting again? Is that
think so.
confirmed? Yeah, then okay, Chiefs, with all due respect.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs here too.
I got 3 of us Chiefs.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, unanimous. We got 3. All right. So next game's gonna be, where would it be? We got the 1:00 game with the. I was about to say San Diego. We got the Los Angeles Chargers 4-2 facing off the Indianapolis Colts. This is our team. We bleed through.
Yo, where's Ricky when you need him?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think this is a game like could be the big test for the Colts to see if they're legit, because the Chargers defense is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But like, the Chargers defense have a few injuries, but like,
I'm not gonna cap with you guys. I really want to pick LA, and I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite to Evan right now because I just said what about the Eagles. But my God, I need my picks to be better. I'm picking the Colts here, just strictly with picks. But my
I
God.
was gonna say I want to pick the Chargers too, but I think I gotta go the Colts here, man.
Some games I gotta be like Jake and play it safe because my God, some of these games I've been losing. Like there was one I said that I thought I picked a certain team and I didn't, and I was like, "What are we doing, Hayden?" But I think it just yeah.
I
don't know.
56
Like,
piece from the Chargers. Anyways, go on, Jake.
this is a tough one for me. I legitimately don't know who I want to go with here. Like, this will be like a really close game, I think. But like, I might have to. I'm gonna go against you guys this time. I'm gonna go with Chargers, just to
All right.
Okay. So Evan, you picked Colts, correct?
I did, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, we got the Denver Broncos that are 4-2, home against the New York Giants that are 2-4. Who do we got?
Oh, that's gonna be tough. Cam Scadabo's really good. I'm gonna go with I'm a fan of the. I almost said the Denver Nuggets. I'm a fan of the Broncos. I think they can pull through again. They got one of the most dominant defenses. This is gonna be Jackson Dart's big test, I think. I think that
for
they're
sure.
And same with Scadabo as well. Like this is gonna be a huge test to them. See if they're actually gonna compete.
I want to mention this, but Jake, sorry, not Jake. Ricky predicted the Giants to win last week, and then Evan predicted Cam Scadabo was going to have a big game last week, and that was so funny to me because Scadabo had a humongous game.
Yeah, I mean he didn't go for 250 yards like I said, but I mean he still had a really good game, and he was the reason why they
touchdowns.
won. Yeah, exactly.
That's so huge to me, but yeah. I honestly, here, I got the Broncos. I'm going to play it safe. I like the Giants, but they could also, I wouldn't be surprised if they won here because of how they're playing, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of the Broncos, did you guys see how apparently Nick Menino is on pace to break the sacks record this season?
Oh, he's already at 8 sacks. He's really killing it right now. And I've been saying that. Like, he's been really good, so yeah.
I think the record's like 22.5 sacks, and he's on pace to break that this year.
That's crazy. That's actually insane.
But But that being said, I'm also gonna be safe and pick the Broncos.
Fair enough.
Okay. So we got a oh no, because you picked the no, we all picked the Broncos, right?
These, did you? I don't know if you picked. I don't know.
Yep.
I can't remember. Okay, then yeah, I guess
think
so.
we got a unanimous. All right. Moving on. We got our first 1:30 game, which is we got the Arizona Cardinals that are 2-4 hosting the Green Bay Packers that are 3-1-1.
Ooh man, I mean, I in like the deepest part of my heart, I really want to be a Cardinals fan and I want them to succeed,
Right.
but brother, they're not going to. Like, I'm sorry.
I agree, actually. No, I'm gonna pick the Packers here, but I love
Packers.
I love the Cardinals just vibe. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just do.
I mean, I want to see them succeed, but they just can't and they won't.
Yeah. And I was going to mention this actually, just as a brief small thing. It's very ironic every time a new Call of Duty comes out. Kyler Murray is injured, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Yo, bro wants to go stream COD, man.
No, literally.
He's the maker of it.
Imagine.
Okay, Jake, what's your pick?
Yeah, I heard the critics do. I'm going Packers here.
Okay. Next game, or another 1:30 is we got the Dallas Cowboys that are 2-3-1, and then the Washington Commanders that are 3-3.
Oof, that's gonna. I think this is gonna be really close. I gotta,
Yeah.
low key. I think it's gonna be an overtime game.
That's
Um,
I can see that. I'm gonna pick the
is-
Cowboys here.
Oh yeah.
Is McLaurin playing this week?
Oh, I don't know. I heard something
That's a
that he
good
might be,
question.
but I don't know for sure. I think regardless, I'm gonna go the Cowboys.
I don't know. The Cowboys defense just lit up quite a bit. I think if the Cowboys do it, it'll be a shootout.
Yeah, I think it's for sure going to overtime. I don't know what score though. It could be a shootout.
I want to say Cowboys, but like I can't trust their defense right now. Like I think Jay Daniels like will let them up, but like and again I don't know.
I just love that offense that the Cowboys have. That's why I picked them so quick.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I do too, but like their defense is just the reason why. Like their defense reminds me of the Bengals. Like the Bengals have strong offense, just their defense sucks. That's how I feel about the Cowboys right now.
Matter of fact, you know, I think I'm gonna change my answer. I think it's gonna be that Washington's gonna win in overtime. Because
Okay.
I'm kind of taking into consideration what you're saying there, Jake.
Because like the Commanders defense isn't the best either, but like. This is a lot of time wasting here, but I generally just don't know. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna say Cowboys, regardless of like, including everything I said. I know, like including everything I said. Like my gut, like to begin with, my gut wanted me to go Cowboys, but like.
You know that that thing where it's like you swore.
You swore on the precious.
Yeah, that's literally how everything.
Spiegel promised.
No.
Spiegel lied.
Before this
Yeah.
podcast ends, I'll make a confirmation. But, like I'm still like.
Yeah, traitor. I'm gonna put you in prison. Anyways,
Okay, our Sunday night game, we have the San Francisco 49ers that are 4-2 versus the. I almost said Carolina, the Atlanta Falcons that are 3-2.
Oh,
Who do we
boy.
got?
So what you're saying is the Atlanta Falcons versus Mac Jones and a couple high school, like high schoolers and CFLers.
Cheerleaders. Yes. I actually,
Oh, I guess
honestly,
forgot about McCaffrey.
I want to pick the Niners. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm going to pick the Falcons here.
You know what's crazy? 200
Yeah.
yard game from Christian McCaffrey, and then San Francisco, they're gonna win it.
I mean, Bijan almost had 200 yards last
Oh,
week
brother,
against the Bills.
Bijan might get 200 yards this week. They don't have anyone defending him.
Yeah, right.
Everyone who every tackle that the 49ers get is gonna be somebody making a name for themselves because no one's heard of them. Like that's how.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, bro, I don't know, man.
That's so funny.
I think I gotta go. I mean, logic says the
Like-
Falcons, but I gotta go with the 49ers.
Like I'm also kind of in that boat, but like every other time we vote against the 49ers, they pull through.
Yeah, I know, but now that I voted for them, they're gonna suck ass this week. So that's just how that works.
I'm gonna say Falcons as well. I just yeah,
You
Falcons for
assholes are
me.
leaving me out to dust here.
So Evans got the Niners.
Yeah,
Okay. Our first Monday night game, we got the Detroit Lions hosting the Buccaneers. Who do we got?
I think this is game of the week, by the way, and I got the Bucks in overtime.
For sure. Honestly, I could see that. I might actually agree with you right here. I'm saying the Buccaneers.
I'm going against you guys again. I'm saying Lions.
That's
Okay,
fair. You know what?
that's-
You literally can't go wrong with a prediction like that. That's two powerhouse teams. I mean, Detroit. You know, I'm not gonna get into it. I think it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be close.
It's going to be a really close one for sure. And then our kind of Monday night game, 7 p.m., is going to be the hosting Seattle Seahawks 4-2 versus the Houston Texans that are 2-3. I think this is no brainer. I think this is the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. Seahawks should win this one, no problem. But I
think I
have
lost
just a
it.
feeling, man. I don't know. My intuition has been extremely off so far this season, but like I think I gotta go with it again. I got the Texans, man. CJ Stroud is gonna pull through. I don't know. We're gonna see some like Nick
We're gonna have
Chubb
to see, yeah.
2022 highlights right here. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm also agreeing with them this time. I'm like leaning a little more towards the Texans right now.
I think the Seahawks probably will win, but I really want
Yeah,
I really want the
was gonna
satisfaction
say,
of getting
like-
the underdog win.
I was gonna say like I'm very hesitantly picking the Texans right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're picking the Texans or no?
I am, yeah.
Okay. And then you for sure are going to pick you picked the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Because you said you were. What was that? What was the game that he said he was going back and forth? Was it the Falcons Niners or what was the game?
I think that was
The Cowboys won.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
Cowboys and Commanders.
So you're for sure going to pick them or no?
Search your feelings.
Joke, feeling.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the Cowboys here.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, that includes our podcast for this week. Thank you for watching. Please go follow and like all the TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts that we make. We appreciate you watching this. From me to Jake to Evan, we hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
See ya.